Hey guys, it's Wacka. Welcome you to a new video about the Mega Evolution leaks for Pokemon Legends ZA. Um, I just got home from being out for the last couple hours, so I am just now about to see like everything. I've seen pretty much some of it. Well, I've seen like the stat leaks and the design leaks. However, this is my first time being able to just like sit down at my computer and kind of take everything in. And I have the data comparative up for from Roy Dadadu, I think his name is. Um, I got the link from Twitter. I think Blunder is also covering this on his stream, but I wanted to kind of cover things in the context of draft and also from the context of someone that is probably using their brain a little bit more right now. Not that Blunder isn't using his brain, but um, there's some weird like misconceptions that are going around. I think there's some very like easy explanations to it, and I kind of did my research. So you might be wondering why I'm on the screen. You're seeing Greninja, Treads, Pheasantipity. Um, this is just here because I didn't really have like a cover page that I wanted to use. I guess I could have used the data comparative like cover page, but I want to give you guys like a small buffer before I start looking at their stats and move pool additions as well, because I actually want to look at some of the older mons coming back that are getting some move pool additions. Might not be entirely real, but I think for the most part some of the move pool additions do end up being real. So I just want to keep that in account. And so yeah, let's get started. So I'm gonna give you guys to till 2 minutes in to click off the video. If you don't want any spoilers, there won't be any design spoilers. So if you guys don't want to see like the designs, that's whatever. And okay, here we go. All right, so looking at this, this is listing out all the megas. They're also, for some reason, comparing their stats to other previous Pokemon. Whatever, I mean, kind of weird, but okay. Um, Alright, so let's scroll through this. Let me just understand what's going on right here. It looks like, yeah, abilities are placeholder, so they don't technically have abilities. I can definitely assume what one of their abilities will be. Starmie particularly. So yeah, in the base game, for some reason, these megas don't have abilities. The abilities are just the base Pokemon. So the thing is, I thought it was weird because the other Mega evolutions like Mega Houndoom, Mega Manectric, like the old Megas, they have their Mega abilities listed already. So I'm kind of interested to see why like these guys don't have those. Um. Oh, we have those at the bottom. Anyways, I'm gonna scroll back up. We're gonna start with Miss Clefable, who's now Fairy Flying. We already knew this. So it looks like its attack goes up to 80, defense 93, not too bad. Special attack 135, pretty good. 110 special defense, 70 speed. Okay, this is, I think, I think, better than I expected it to be. I think Fairy Flying overall is not good for Clefable, but if it gets Magic Guard, I think if it keeps Magic Guard, I think it's fine. But the issue with Clefable is like it kind of likes people like the thing with Clefable is like people have to question whether or not it's unaware or if it's Magic Guard. But with Mega Clefable, considering it only will have one ability, it's gonna be kind of interesting to see like it's gonna have just one ability, so all it has is these stats, and there's no questioning once it gets its ability. I think Magic Guard will be better on it, but it's not a. It doesn't seem like a bad mon. I don't know if it has any way to boost its speed, but it looks like a better like Togekiss in a way. Special attack is kind of higher. We'll see if it gets any move pool additions because it is a flying type now. It's flying coverage before it was like dual wing beat, so it might have like Hurricane now. So I guess we'll see. I don't think Mega Clefable is gonna be good though. Like I honestly think if it has like Magic Guard, I think it's gonna be about the same as regular Clefable, like probably 13 points in draft, which is okay. Like we like new fairies, we like new flying types. This one won't have defog, but maybe it'll get defog in the future. Next up, we have Victory Bell. So this is kind of where I thought they'd take this thing. Except for I thought they'd slow it down. I thought they'd slow down and increase its defenses a lot more than they did, and I thought they wouldn't increase its attack by that much. So it looks like they went just mixed attacker route with it, and they just kind of overall increased all its stats like a little bit. I don't. This is not good. I don't think. Um, However, like if it keeps chlorophyll, maybe it'll be okay. But I think regular Victory Belt holding an item would be better if it keeps the chlorophyll route. But it is a little bit bulkier, so I would imagine like strength sap strength sap sets might work pretty okay on it, but I think 80, 85, 95 is not, it's really just not bulky enough. Like this is, I think this is about as tanky as normal Venusaur, and normal Venusaur can hold an item. So yeah, it's not going to be very good. It's definitely going to be a very cheap Mega. Maybe like, considering it can't hold a stone, or considering it has to hold a stone, it'll probably end up being like 3 points. I can't imagine this thing being very good. So unfortunate, but I am kind of glad that they went more of like a Victory Belt with Victory Belt than I thought they would. I thought they would go more of like the Venusaur route, considering how fat it looks. It does have a higher special defense stat. Like its defenses are a lot higher for sure. It'll take a hit or two, but I'm not sure how good it'll be, especially because it doesn't really have like defensive setup. Actually, it might have like stockpile. I could be wrong about this, but I think overall it's gonna get it's already too power crept to really do anything. So next up we have Starmie. Okay, so Starmie is interesting. I've done quite a bit of research with Starmie. So you see, its stats actually increased by 140 and not 100. So the reason they did that is because it actually has 100 attack. And you want to know why? Is because I saw the other data mine with all of the stats and like all the move pools and stuff for everything, and I thought Starmie was off, so I looked down and I looked at Mawile and Mega Medicham, and it turns out their attack stats are increased by 40% exactly. So Mega Mawile has an attack stat of 147. I guess they rounded down slightly because it should have been, I think, 147.4 or something like that, but who am I to really care? But I also saw Mega Medicham has a 100 attack. So what happened is Starmie has huge power. This is or pure power, or has like some way of like its ability boosts its attack. So its attack set is actually 100, which I should have made a video on my predictions on everything, because I had a whole like I had a doc just like this that predicted all their stats, and ability and like move pool additions and stuff, and I was pretty close with Starmie. I'm not gonna lie. Its attack went up a little bit more than I thought, and its speed didn't go up as much as I thought it would. But I think I was pretty spot on with its special attack, and I was pretty spot on with its defenses. So it's a little bit faster. It's alright. 130 special attack is decent, but Starmie with like a Life Orb would be a lot better. And considering it's looking like it has huge power, pure power, it doesn't mean that it has Analytic anymore. It doesn't mean it has Natural Cure. It doesn't mean that it has Regen anymore. So it's really weird. But I think huge power is interesting. I would say 100 attack isn't very great for Starmie. Its move pool on the physical side isn't great. Let me look at its move pool. Starmie physical. That's physical, not psychical. So it move pool physically, it doesn't have a lot. Avalanche is negative priority. It has double edge, facade, frustration, return. That would be for Nat Dex, and then like it has Psycho Cut, Waterfall, Flip Turn, Rapid Spin. Interesting. I won't spoil it just yet, but I do know that it has some move pool additions in Legends ZA that I think will translate to Gen 10 or Champions when it comes to that. That's the prep doc. Speaking of the prep doc, I will be updating this literally as soon as this video is over. I do have to let in my animals after this, probably, but um, I will be updating my doc. It'll at least have the stats on there, and I'm not sure exactly if I want to put 140 attack in for Starmie when I know it's 100. I know it has. I know it's huge power. I know it's pure power. I don't know. I might just put it in as 140 for now because I think that's how leagues are gonna run it because no one's using their fucking brain. Anyways, that's Starmie, and that was the main reason I want to make this video. But these guys are cool, and I haven't really looked at all these stats yet. Dragonite, okay. Less attack. Interesting. Okay, so they did go the special attack route the way I thought they would. I didn't think they go that hard into special attack. Like I thought they would increase its attack more. Like I thought it'd be like 144 attack and like 130 special attack. But I think its special defense and its defense are about where I thought they'd be, and I think its speed 100 is pretty decent. Um, but they increase its stats and they decrease its attack in a way like I don't think this mon is bannable. I low key think this mon is okay. And the reason is because it doesn't have an item, it can't hold boots, so if it comes in on rocks, it loses multi scale. Its attack is less, so Dragon Dance sets are just worse on Mega Dragonite. Whereas you'd rather have like multi scale Roost Dragon Dance on like regular Dragonite probably. And considering we've allowed Terra Dragonite in draft before, like I think Mega Dragonite is worth testing. It might be the max points because they did increase its special attack by 45. It has a lot of good special coverage, and its defenses are pretty good. Like 91 HP with 115 defense, 125 special defense. That's really, really tanky. You could make this thing really, really tanky. Um, if tankiness is what makes it good, though, I guess I could see it being bannable, but I think it's probably worth trying, but probably at like max points. Like they made this like I think it's better than base Dragonite. Dragonite's main set is worse on Mega Dragonite, but Mega Dragonite is definitely better as like a cleric, with like Heal Bell, or it can run like Agility plus like Hurricane, uh, Draco Meteor, something like that. Probably not Draco, because like if you're running an Agility set, you'd probably rather like click buttons, but you can't run Policy, and that's something Dragonite could do as well. Is you could run Agility Weakness Policy on it, but Mega Dragonite can't do that. I'm not sure what they're gonna give it in terms of special attack. It has a lot of good moves, but I don't know if it's just gonna be like a three moves Roost mon or like a Heal Bell Roost 2 moves, like dual stab, or if it's gonna be like Hurricane plus Fire Blast or something like that, or Hurricane plus Earthquake, kind of like Mega Altaria. It's really it is pretty comparable to Mega Altaria. I would say Dragon Flying is a worse typing, but it's a little bit bulkier than Altaria. Interesting. Alright, so Meganium is next. Oh god, okay, this is cool. Plus 10 to attack isn't... That's okay. It does have some physical sets, and I think it's gonna get play rough. I think it does have play rough, actually. Um, so this is cool. Plus 15 to its defenses, not bad. So 80 and then 115 on both defenses. Not too bad. I think overall it's bulkier than Tapu Bulu. Let me compare the Tapu Bulu. Not Rapu Bulu. Tapu Bulu. So it has 70 HP, 115 defense, 95 special defense. So it's actually tankier than Tapu Bulu. It's tankier than Bulu on both sides. It has more HP, same defense stat, but it has way more special defense. Well, 20 more special defense. It also is a bit faster. Tapu Bulu has 75 speed, but Meganium I think has Trio Blaze, and it has other ways of boosting speed. It might have agility. but its special attack is also pretty high. 143 is pretty good. Um, it probably would have been better as a physical attacker in its current state because it has Earthquake. And then like Play Rough plus Petal Blizzard would have been good, but I think one of the things I have seen from this thing is they're giving it Gleam and they're giving it Earth Power. Dazzling Gleam isn't great, I will say. It is a lot better than Tapu Bulu at clicking Dazzling Gleam, so like stat wise, it's a lot better than Bulu, but Bulu has grassy terrain support, so its grass moves technically would be doing more. But I think Meganium has a lot more like healing potential. Um, Meganium, its abilities aren't great. Leaf Guard isn't great. Hopefully, it's a different ability in Champions, and we won't really find that out until like January. But like in terms of let's see, in terms of special attacks, it has Giga Drain, Energy Ball, Leaf Storm. It gets Weather Ball, which is cool. Um, could be. I mean, you're not going to use Mega Meganium on a Sun team when you'd probably rather use like one of the future megas that I'll be looking at in a little bit here. Um, has Ancient Power. Okay, so what about in terms of status moves? Okay, so we have Aromatherapy, we have Curse. Encore's pretty good. It has Dual Screens, Leech Seed, Magic Coat, Toxic. Okay, so it could be like a Toxic Earth Power Mon with Synthesis, probably. Kind of wish it just had Recover. I don't know. It doesn't like its support move pool isn't great. It might be more of like a doubles mon, but I don't think they're gonna use it in VGC. Like I think Grass Fairy is a weird typing. It doesn't seem awful. Like it has some like as good moves, especially for singles. As a cleric, assuming it might get aromatherapy back because aromatherapy is a cut move. But they might keep some form of clericacy in it. I don't know if that's like the right word, but they could. I don't know. I have faith in Meganium. Like it's a lot better than I expected it to be, considering it is Game Freak and they tend to like flub things up. They even waste a 10 in its attack stat. I assumed that they'd waste like 20. Um, So this is a lot better than I expected for sure. I definitely expected them to actually make it bulky. I thought it'd be like 103 special attack and then like 130 in its defenses. That's what I expected, but not bad. Gator? Alright, so Gator's a dragon type now. Um they gave it 55 more attack. That's crazy. 55 more attack and then 25 defense, 10 special attack. Wait, so 55. So this is 80. Yeah, 90, 100. Okay. Special defense didn't go up too much. It's still pretty bulky. Like, this is kind of like Walking Wake special bulk with like Gouging Fire physical bulk almost. Uh, it's gonna be wrong. I know Gouging Fire. Gouging Fire is a bit. It has a lot more HP. Okay. Um, Whatever. And Gouging Fire can hold an item. So Mega Gator is not going to be very good. Water Dragon I think is better than Fire Dragon defensively. Can definitely set up on a lot more. And its attack set is really high. Gouging Fire's attack set's 115. 160 is very high. However, Sheer Force Gator is really strong. And won't be able to hold a Life Orb anymore, so I don't know how good this will be. But I think this will be allowable. It'll probably be like somewhere in the higher points with it. I can imagine it starting at like 15 or 16 and then falling down as we go. Because it is bulky and it has a decent move pool for like Water Dragon. For Alligator. You get your Liquidation. It really needs Wave Crash, which it doesn't have. Does it have Dragon Claw? It does have Dragon Claw. It has like Scale Shot. You could use this as like a bulky like Scale Shot man, but I don't think it would be as good as like Garchomp is, because if you compare this to Garchomp, like Mega Garchomp is faster and it's tankier on both sides, I think. Um, Mega Garchomp. It has more HP, so in theory, yeah, it's tankier and it hits harder and it's faster. And it's a ground type, so Mega Gator. Okay, so I would definitely say it's below Garchomp, but it does have Dragon Dance. It does have Dragon Dance. That's what puts it above Garchomp. I don't know. It might be about the same as Garchomp, like Mega Garchomp. It's like 15 points. Maybe it'll start there. I can see it because like you never know if like this type of bulk might be good. Its move pool's decent. It has a lot of physical moves, like especially like Aqua Jet. I can actually see it running just a sword stance set. It might even be bulky enough to just run SD scale shot. Um, you know what? That's exactly what I see with this mon. It's an SD scale shot mon, which sounds worse, but I think with its bulk and it's a little bit faster than most of the bulky fairies. With a swords dance up, it'll definitely break through those fairies anyways with like liquidation, or it gets I think it gets like Iron Head probably, doesn't it? It gets Iron Tail and Metal Claw, poison moves. Doesn't get poison moves. Okay, interesting. I think this mon is very interesting. We'll have to see what its ability is for sure, but I think without abilities, it's not super impressive. It is impressive, but not as impressive as I thought it would be. Alright, so next up we have Embor. Mega Embor. Okay. They increase its attack by 25, not as much as I thought they would. Special attack they increased by 10. Okay, I mean it has some special moves. It can use it's one of those weird mons that gets scald. But it has like a decent special move pool, I think. Embor. I'm gonna delete Fez and buy Iron Treads as well. And even though I've Greninja's on this list, I'm gonna delete it for now. And what special moves do you have? Okay, it has Grass Knot. I figured it had something weird. It has Grass Knot, Focus Blast, Scald. I mean, you're gonna be using it as a physical attacker for sure. 148 physical attack is pretty good. If they keep Rock Head on it, especially, or it doesn't have Rock Head, it has Reckless, but it has Head Smash. It has a lot of head moves. Huh? I mean, it doesn't have. I think they should give Embor Headlong Rush for sure. They should have given it. But it has Flare Blitz and Head Smash. I think in Champions they might give this Rock Head. So it'll just be hitting hard. It's not gonna hit as hard as like Choice Band Embor, but it's tanky. It's really tanky. 75 defense isn't great, but it's fine. Like it's a little bit better than I think Roaring Moon's physical bulk. It's a teeny tiny bit better than Roaring Moon. Roaring Moon has 5 less HP, 4 less defense. That kind of makes a difference, and it has more HP. But considering it's not a speed demon like Roaring Moon is, you just run it a lot tankier. You can just run a lot tankier. I can kind of see this running like defense investment and then like attack, because the HP is pretty good. Its special defense is good. I don't think it's gonna be very good though, because it can't hold an item. Embor does get Trailblaze. And 75 base speed. What's a mon with like Gator? I guess I'll just. So what, 75 base speed is probably like a 232. So like 275 that hits like 400 something. That's a little bit faster than I think that's faster than like Mega Lopunny at +1. So if you can get off like a Trailblaze with Embor, I can see it being good, but I think it's gonna have like 4 move slot syndrome maybe. It's kind of slow to get going, and its defensive, like firefighting is okay. It's not the best defensive typing. Being weak to water and ground kind of sucks. And his attack stat, like 148 is good, but I don't know if it's high enough to really like set it somewhere. So I guess we'll see. I think Embor has potential. Still gonna be like probably low tier, might be like 10 points though. probably. Frostlass, 140 special attack, good. 30 special defense and 10 speed. I think this is kind of where I expected this to go. Frostlass needs a lot of help as it is. I think they did the best they could with it. They could have maybe evened out its defenses a little bit more. Um, but I'm glad that they didn't mess with its attack stat. Although I would have preferred if it was a physical attacker, because I think Axel Poltergeist is a better set than like Shadow Ball, Ice Beam. But this is like 140 special attack is pretty solid. Um, does it have Freeze Dry? It doesn't have. I know why does Glalie get Freeze Dry but not Frostlass? It gets Draining Kiss, so you could run. Oh, it doesn't get Calm Mind. I do think it gets Plot though. I think Odie told me it got Plot. And it has status moves like you have. Yeah, you get T-Wave, Toxic, and Wisp. So you could run like a bulky support set. Its special defense is a little bit higher now, so you could focus more on its defense if you're like supportive. 120 speed is also pretty good. Beating that 110 threshold is really nice for sure. Now it's getting stuck at the 120 threshold, but it's a lot better than 110. This is alright. I like 140 special attack. It seems good, but in theory, like I feel like a Specs Frostlass would hit harder. What Mon has like 140 in their special attack? There's so many Mons, even like other Megas that have such higher special attack. Frostlass is faster, but like okay, 140, it's pretty comparable to like Mega Lucario. 379, like that's okay. That's alright. It's faster than Lucario, but Lucario has adaptability. And Lucario has like Bullet Punch, Vacuum Wave, and there's this thing, I mean like Ice Shard isn't gonna matter. It does get Ice Shard, but it's not a physical attacker, so I don't think Frostlass is very good. Sad. Skarmory is interesting. This is exactly what I expected from Skarmory. I had a feeling that they were going to make it fast. I had a feeling that they were going to cut its defense. And I'm kind of glad they did, because I thought they might have kept its defense the same, or they might have increased it like 10. But I'm very glad that they were able to increase its attack to 140. And yes, I did shit on Skarmory for having 140 special attack, but that's because Frostlass has no bulk. Skarmory has good defense still, like 110, well, this bulk isn't very good anymore, is it? It's still, like, it's still tankier than Corviknight, other than its HP stat. Like, its defenses are better than Corviknight, technically. Speed is pretty high. 140 attack is good, though. I think Skarmory should be a weak armor mon with Swords Dance, and it's gonna sweep with the Swords Dance set. However, Steel Flying isn't the best offensively. It does get Drill Run, but I think this will be allowable. It'll probably be better than regular Skarmory. I think regular Skarmory is not good. But I think this will be allowable. It might be like 17 points. It might even just be like a lead. You could use it as like a lead spiker as well. Lead spikes, taunt, stealth rock, Brave Bird, and just destroy something with Brave Bird. Like, this is a really good attack stat as like a lead mon too. Like, it's giving me like Aerodactyl vibes, but like power creep Aerodactyl. I kind of like that about Skarmory. It has I have a lot of ideas for that mon for sure. Mega Drill. This is terrifying. Okay, so 165 attack. I was actually expecting it to be higher, but they made its defense 100. And like, it used to be tanky before. But they increased its defense to 100, so it's really tanky on the physical side now. Special defense not great, but you could invest like special defense and make it like a rapid spin SD mon. 65 special attack and not adding it to special defense, like that has to be their way of nerfing it. I wonder if it keeps Sand Rush because of that, and they just didn't want to make it tankier. They could. They could absolutely do that. 103 speed is great. That is honestly like perfect for what I wanted from an Excadrill. Um, 103 speed. Okay, so speed ties Nihiligo, Emolga, but like the main thing is you're outspeeding Garchomp, you're outspeeding Landorus, and you're outspeeding like Thunderous, I guess, and like Sandy Shocks. So you're like barely outspeeding a bunch of Mons that would have otherwise destroyed Excadrill if it doesn't have Sand Rush, and now it can beat those Mons. 103 speed is perfect for it, and it still loses to a lot of like the fast fighting types like Infernape, Swords of Justice, so it's not as fast as those. But assuming it keeps Sand Rush, it's not going to matter, and you're like, if it's a Sand Rush Mon, you literally don't need speed on this. You could just run Special Defense and attack and call it a day. This is giving, like, it's almost like Melmetal. It's not as broken looking as Melmetal, because Melmetal has, like, really high HP, really high defense. About the same special defense, but it has, like, no speed, but this thing has speed. So, this is terrifying. It might be bannable. It depends on its ability, I think, but I think it's bannable. It is slower than Treads, that's for sure, but it has, like... I think it depends on its move pool additions, too, because in terms of hitting, like, flying types, it does rely on Rock Blast. I don't think it gets Stone Edge. Yeah, it doesn't get Stone Edge. So it's Rock move, you have to run Rock Slide or Rock Blast. But if it gets Rock Slide, Rock Blast, it'll be very good. It might be bannable. But probably not. It can't hold an item. So it might not be bannable. Scolipede. This is the weirdest Mon on the list, I think. Why on earth did they make its highest stat and make it its lowest stat? Other than HP. Like, HP can't get any higher or lower. Why the fuck did they decrease its attack? Or why did they decrease its speed by 50? That makes zero sense. But they did make it really physically tanky. Very comparable to, like, Toxapex on the physical side. This Mon is strange. This Mon is really strange. It's a baton passer. I mean, you can't baton pass in draft. It gets T-Spike. Oh, it gets spikes as well. It gets both spikes. It gets Mega Horn. It wants Gunk Shot. I don't know if it's gonna get Gunk Shot in this move pool. Only other coverage moves are like Aqua Tail, Earthquake. It gets Hex for some reason. P-Jab is its Poison 7. It gets Steel Roll or Throat Chop. What would you hit? I guess you'd Throat Chop the Ghost types. Okay. So this is a weird Mon. I don't think it's good. It has decent stats. Like, I think you can cook with this guy. Its defenses are a lot better. 149 defense is great. 99 special defense is alright. Bug Poison as a defensive typing is not really alright, but you could invest in special defense a little bit if you have to. 62 speed, though, is just so... why? So I definitely think if it doesn't keep speed boost, this is going to be a Mon you're going to want to keep. As a regular Scolipede, you're going to, like, Swords Dance, speed boost, maybe Protect, and then Mega Evolve with, like, Poison Jab plus Aqua Tail or something. I don't know, like, it's going to have 4 move slot syndrome for sure. But I think if it's tankier, maybe if you invest in speed, like 62 speed plus 1. What's a Mon that has 62 speed? I'm gonna scroll through this for a while. 62 speed. I know Mons that are like close to 62 speed, but I don't know if there's anyone that is 62. Arctibax. Alright. So what does this hit? This hits 245. So plus 1, you're hitting, I think, 378. What mon hits 378? Is that like Meowscarada? 379. Okay, so it seems like +1 Mega Scolipede is going to be a little bit slower than Meow. Um, it, I think it speed ties Gren, basically. That's really weird. It's nice that +1 Scolipede would be faster than, like... It'll be faster than the 115s, but it's weird that it's still super slow. It needs, like, that +2 speed. But, like, 140 attack seems decent, but it's without an item, and like... Life Orb doesn't mean 100 attack is 130. It means... Well... Is Life Orb 30... Yeah, Life Orb's 30%, not 33. Yeah. It's more like... It's probably more like 150 something attack with, like, a Life Orb. But it's bulkier, so that's cool. But it's not very good. It'll probably be, like, the same price as regular Scolipede. It might be another weird mon that's, like, a lead spiker, and then, like, it tries to blow something up. But Bug Poison's not very cool. I don't think that's very good. Scrafty. Okay. Scrafty's attack went up to 130. That's very nice. Increased 20 in both its defenses. That's also very nice. 10 special attack. That's not bad, but... I mean, they could have increased its special attack. They could have done something stupid with it. You know, like Scolipede. Where they increased Scolipede's special attack by... Why? Why is it increased by 20? Who the fuck is running special Scolipede? Who the fuck is running Hex, Signal Beam? Signal Beam's a cut move. Sludge Bomb? Why? Why? Oh my god, I'm so sorry. Mega Scolipede from the leaks is very fucking sick, by the way. Like, I'm not putting the images on the screen because I don't want the Nintendo ninjas to come after me, but Mega Scolipede looks absolutely sick. God, I can't believe they did that. Scrafty, they did good with Scrafty. For its low base stat total before, like, it has low HP and low speed. 68 speed, again, we already talked about +1 Scolipede. It's a little bit slower than Gren. Scrafty will outspeed Gren for sure. I think 68 speed. What's a mon with 68 speed? Why am I doing this to myself? 68. Oh, Barbercle. Perfect. I'm gonna have to look at Barbercle pretty soon anyway. So Barbercle at +1 speed hits 258. Which means at +1 it's gonna hit, I think, 387. 387, which is a little bit slower. It's... I think Coco and Spectre hit like 394. So, okay, so it's gonna be faster than Weavile. There's not much between those speed tiers that matter. Like, it outspeeds Weavile, but it doesn't outspeed something else. Does it speed tie this? No. Okay, so it's about 127 base speed with +1. I can't think of a mon that would have 127 base speed, but outspeeding 125 is good. You can outspeed Darkrai, Weavile. That's perfect for a mon with this typing. It wants to do exactly that. And it's very bulky, so you could also run, like, bulky sets with Dragon Dance, and you can get just enough speed where, like, +2 outspeeds what you need it to. Might not outspeed a Scarfer, but assuming you can run bulk, because it's base speed. At +2, this is... Okay. Let me put this in perspective. 16 EVs in speed at +2 will outspeed the Lottie twins without Scarf or anything, which is very nice. And if you can get off 2 Dragon Dances, then that's perfect. This is a very cool mon. You could also just run it max HP and like max special defense and just start clicking bulk up. 130 attack on its base is very nice. This is a very nice mon. I think this mon might actually be pretty good. Um, it might be like a 13 pointer, but its HP is low. That's like the thing that holds it back, is its HP is low. And its defenses for not having like recover. It has recovery and drain punch, but don't know exactly if that's going to be enough. It's going to have to lack in something. Either it's going to lack in speed or it's going to lack in like defenses. 135 is good. It'll take like a hit or two, but power creep and the HP stats, like, that's whatever. Oh god, Eel, they flubbed this one. Okay, so I did not see this thing getting faster. I can't believe they made this 80 speed. Why is it 80 speed? Okay, so let's look at Eel. I'm gonna keep Barbercoal up there because Barbercoal is coming up shortly. So Eel, Agility, nope. Trailblaze, nope. You get Bulk Up Coil. Okay, okay. This is what this mon does. Okay, so Eel is a Coil mon with Drain Punch, and that's how it's gonna stay healthy. I don't like this stat spread. I don't think this is good. um, I actually think this is worse than base Eel. The reason why is because normal Eel is a very good AV mon, especially in like Gen 7, Gen 8. I haven't seen Eel a lot in Gen 9, but I've seen some people use it well in Gen 9. Like Yuno has used it pretty well in Gen 9. Or was it Yuno or was it like Madroxa? I think it was Madroxa, not Yuno. They use it in SDS, and I thought they were making it look pretty good. I haven't used this mon since Gen 8, but it was an AV mon, 85 HP, 80 special defense, but it has such a good move pool that it's hard to not use Eels and AV mon. You can't run Assault Vest with Mega Eel. Um, its special defense, sure, it went up by 10, but like that's not a lot. That's not very good. They made it faster, but like what is it outspeeding exactly? Like, there's a lot of weird 60s, I guess, that it threatens out, like bulky waters. Like, I can see like Empoleon being threatened out by it. I can see like Umbreon being threatened out by it. Why? They have to give it some way to boost its speed. They just have to. I don't really see like what else they do. Um, it gets Electro Web to lower other people's speed. But like if it doesn't have agility, I don't really see what this thing does. It hits hard, but it's not bulky. This is Glalie bulk, pretty much, with good attack stats. It has a really good move pool. I think this is worse than regular Eel. But it might be like the same price. So probably like 6-7 points for this thing. I don't like it. Chandelure, I thought was going to be terrifying. I think this is what I expected from Chandelure. People really wanted this thing to have like 110 speed with Shadow Tag. So glad it doesn't. Um, it does get Flame Charge though, I believe. Flame Charge. Yeah, as Flame Charge. It's a attack stat went up by a little bit, so you could run Flame Charge and actually hit a little bit harder with it, which is very cool. 90 speed for a Ghost Fire type, I don't think this is good. It's decently bulky, but I think you could compare this to like Typhlosion Hisui. Whereas Typhlosion Hisui is faster, its special attack isn't good, but it has Eruption. Whereas this thing is running Fire Blast, and Typhlosion can run an item like Specs or Scarf. So I think on the fire side, like Typhlosion is hitting harder than Mega Chandelure. This is still hitting hard, but this like you can't. There's no item variety with Chandelure, and its defenses went up a little bit. It's gonna take a hit and then die, but 90 speed is like it's just fast enough where I think it threatens like everything that it's slower than it. Like wall breakers, like the Nidos are slower than it, for example. And it threatens out mons that are walls. without an item potentially. And I could maybe see this thing. Does it get acid armor? Oh, it does get acid armor. Oh, interesting. Um, okay. Is this like an acid armor Calm Mind mod? I could see something like, I don't know, dual setup is weird on this guy. And the problem that I've noticed with a lot of these megas so far is that like they just don't have the HP stat to pull off what they need or what they want to. And like I think if they made his defenses 120 or if they made its special attack stat 190 instead of increasing its attack stat by 20 for no reason, or even if they made its speed higher, it would have been good, but I think this is not good. I think it's like an 8-point mom. I'm not I'm not even lying. I think this is an 8-point mom. It has a lot of things it can do for sure, but I think the nice thing about Chandelure is that it's a really good Scarfer and it's a really good Specs mon. It's not as good with Specs anymore. I think there's mons that just outspeed it and kill it or even just wall it. But Scarf is like a decent revenge killer, so I think with Mega Chandelure, like you just have to run like modest flame charge and hope that you can do something with it. And maybe you might get a turn to Calm Mind. Maybe in its move pool it might get like Calm Mind, or it might get like Nasty Plot. I don't think this is good. Chestnut though, Chestnut seems very good. Really weird that they lowered its speed a lot, and yes, it does look slower, but it's kind of weird. So what I'm seeing is this thing probably won't be running like Belly Drum that much. Its defensive typing is just so awful. Grass Fighting is just so awful, and I don't know what its ability is gonna be. It might keep Bulletproof. It might have something else. I was kind of hoping to get like Rock Head so you can run like Wood Hammer. But I love its defenses. This is awesome. I did not expect them to increase its special defense by 40. And they also didn't waste anything in special attack. That is fucking awesome. Thank you so much, Game Freak. Thank you so much for making my baby awesome. 137 attack is awesome. I keep saying awesome, but like this is great. This is unkillable. 172 defense is unkillable. Think about Pecharunt. 88 HP, and it has 160 defense, so this is tankier than Pecharunt, and Pecharunt doesn't have 115 special defense. This thing is unkillable. Like, with its defense stat, like, it's living Brave Birds, probably. I should have pulled up a damage calc. You know, I'm gonna pull up a damage calc. Damage calc. I don't care how long this video is. If it's 2 hours, I don't care. We're already at an hour. Almost. Okay, Chestnut. 172. 137. Right? 137 attack. And then 115. 44. Funny thing about this is it's speed tying Dragalge. I don't think I've seen Dragalge's stats yet, but I'm probably not going to be super impressed by it. But Chestnut is looking really nice. Okay. So, Modest Blizzard, Abomasnow's not KOing Fizz Def Chestnut. Actually, it's barely KOing just Chestnut with no investment. Okay, so this is what I want to know, actually. Like 248 HP. I want to put Wood Hammer on the set. And I want to put Body Press on the set. Body Press. Oh my god, this is a Body Press mod of all time. Even though, like, if you invest in attack, if you made, like, Impish Max Defense Body Press, it's not as strong as Max Attack Close Combat. I'm just gonna say that right now. Actually, even with defensive investment, Close Combat is almost as strong as Body Press anyways. But this is a Body Press mod, for sure. Like, Iron Defense is definitely, like, you get more out of Iron Defense on both sides. than if you were running like Sword Stance, which is cool, and it gets bulk up as well. If you want to run like, I can see, I can see Synthesis, I can see bulk up, and then just like Woodhammer Press. Grass Fighting isn't the best offensively, but in matchups where you're gonna want to delete the flying types anyways. But Talonflame, okay, not that Talonflame, Flare Blitz, Brave Bird. Jolly Jolly Brave Bird Talonflame is not killing Chestnut. It's just not killing it. And then Chestnut can like Leech Seed Spiky Shield. And probably like 1v1 this mod. If Chestnut gets it up in Iron Defense, Talonflame just can't break it. If Chestnut clicks Iron Defense as like Talon comes in, Talon's not breaking it. On the special side, I guess like Hurricane will break it, but like Flamethrower is not doing a lot. Like this is Jolly. This is like no investment special defense. Like Talonflame is not doing much with Flamethrower. What about like Charizard? Charizard is barely killing a Chestnut with Specs Flamethrower. That's crazy. +2 body presses doing that much back to Zard. So this is it's not gonna be good in like the long term. Like it's not gonna sweep people like turn 1. But these stats are great. I'm drafting this. I'm definitely drafting that. All right, Delphox. Holy shit! This is not what I expected at all. I was expecting them to increase its attack stat like a little bit, or its defenses. I kind of wish they increased its defense a little bit, but I'm not mad about this at all. 134 speed is phenomenal. Outspeeding Coco, Spectrier. What's like another? I can't think of anything between 130 and 135. I just can't. Oh, that's because there's nothing between those mons. There's nothing between Mega Man and Gengar. Are we serious? There's nothing between those? Wow, that's crazy. Okay, so 134 speed. So it kind of has its own speed tier, and like it's never gonna have to run max speed unless it's against another Mega Delphox. But in draft format, it's not gonna be against another Mega Delphox unless it's like an 8-mon tournament style format. So you can already run like 220 speed or 224, I think, and then invest some in bulk if you want. 159 special attack is great. By the way, I think Chestnut is like a 13-point mon. I feel like I keep saying they're like 13 points. I think Chandelure is like 10. Delphox seems like a top tier. Its special move pool is pretty solid. Why was I looking at Typhlosion? I think it's it needs a good ability. Magician does nothing. So they could give it like Magic Guard or something like that, or Levitate, and it'll be fine regardless. Like these stats are just really solid. It gets Grass Knot. I think it might get Thunderbolt. No, it gets Thunder Punch. What else do you get on the special side? I know you get Gleam. Expanding Force would be terrifying. It does have Agility. I'm actually kind of wondering if Delphox might be banned. If it might increase viability for Psychic Terrain. I'm gonna assume that Psychic Terrain teams will still be unviable in draft, but people will definitely be trying a Delphox. With the speed stat plus Expanding Force, I think that's gonna be pretty bonkers. And it's pretty nice defense. Like Fire Psychic isn't the best defensive typing, but 75 HP, 72 defense, 125 special defense is pretty solid. Very comparable to like Mega Gardevoir, I think, in terms of bulk, but this thing is faster. It has a little bit more HP. I keep looking at the prep doc first. Yeah, it has more HP and more defense. A little bit less special attack, but it has more speed. And this thing also gets expanding force. So I can see Delphox being like a psychic terrain Sunmon. And Sun and psychic terrain already go pretty well together. Um, you can tell with like Indeedee, Torkoal, Armarouge teams in VGC. Like I think they made this mon for VGC, but they wanted to make it faster pace, so maybe they won't run Trick Room as much. Interesting. I think this is like it's worth testing. It might be expensive at first though. I would consider probably putting this at 17, but again, the price points I'm throwing out there are just like kind of my first thought. Like I'm not putting super amount of thought into like sets, um, and exactly like what they beat in all the metas. Like I've thought about a couple of these, like when I was looking at like Mega Halucha and I want to see what type of stat spread it might have. I was like, oh, if Halucha gains like 10 speed, it speed ties Zamazenta, for example. But I truthfully like I'm not comparing Delphox to like how does it match up against Roaring Moon, which by the way I would assume like Roaring Moon beats this as long as it's booster speed, but I don't know. If you can invest defense on Delphox, like Delphox might tank a knockoff, or it might force Moon to run like Jawlock. But like that thing's dying. That thing's dying to Dazzling Gleam. Doesn't matter. Gren is just what I expected. This might be almost the exact same spread I expected. I actually expected Gren to be like 150 speed. 142 is also good. So it looks like it speed ties Pult. That I should have guessed. I should have guessed that they'd want it to speed tie Pult. It does not outspeed Zeraora. It doesn't outspeed Electrode. I was kind of expecting it to outspeed Electrode and the Calyrex Shadow. I thought that's what they were going to go for with it, but it looks like they didn't. And I'm kind of glad they didn't, because I thought they were going to treat Greninja as if it was like they want it to be like this next big thing. And if it did outspeed Calyrex, I think it would have been. But the fact that it doesn't makes me kind of happy. And it looks like it's going to be easier to outspeed with other Scarfers. I'm going to assume in draft, they're going to complex ban Battle Bond with this. They might complex ban Protein with this, because I don't know, like, how does this thing function with Protein? Like, if you have Protein Gren and then you Mega Evolve, like, do you just lose Protein and then revert back to Water Dark? Or if, like, Gren, if you click Sludge Wave, like, do you just Mega Evolve as a Poison type? At least until you switch out, because I don't know, like, what this is, really. I kind of like what they did with its stats, though. They just increased its attack stats by 30, defenses by 10. Alright, that's what they did, right? Yeah. 30, 40, 60, 80... Wait. 30, oh, no, 30, 40, 70, 80, 100. For some reason, I thought there was more than 100 added to this, and I was like, there's no way they Mega Star made this, too. But they didn't. I think Gren's gonna be alright. Truthfully, if it's condemned to just Torrent Gren, I don't think this will be good, because it's not gonna be able to run Life Orb, it's not gonna be able to run Scarf, it's not gonna be able to run Specs. Its speed tier is very nice, I will say, but I think it's gonna be like Zeraora, where it's literally just speed, but Zeraora can run an item. And Zeraora, I think Gren has not bad coverage, but I think Zeraora's coverage technically, like, it has more options than Gren would have. I know they're different mons, but I think I kind of compare this mon to Zeraora, in terms of like bulk. And Zeraora has pretty good bulk. 88 HP, I think. So Gren isn't as bulky. So like it's not gonna have like a bulk up sweeper set. Like this mon is just gonna be like Water Shuriken, U-turn, Dark Pulse, Hydro Pump. Like that's what this mon's gonna do. And it'll have the occasional physical sets. Actually, it does get Swords Dance. I could see this getting banned with Swords Dance, actually. I'll see. I think it's maybe worth testing though, like for max amount of points, but we'll see. We'll just have to see this in testing for sure. Pyro is ass. What the fuck is this? This is what I expected, to be fair. They increased alt stats by 20. Why? I don't know. Um, I guess they. It could have been worse. Okay, like they could have increased its attack set by 40 and they could have not increased its special attack at all. Like this could have been a 108 attack, 109 special attack. They could have done that, but I'm glad they didn't. But that is the only way they could have made this worse. Like fire normal is just not a good typing. 126 speed is solid though. I will say, and there's not much. There's not much in terms of speed in there. So Mega Pyro might be an option for other megas. Although at that point, like, if Talonflame ends up getting a little bit cheaper, like, people are just gonna opt around Talonflame as that speed tier, and Talonflame gets defogged. So like, there's not gonna be any point in using Mega Pyro. 129 special attack seems okay, but they need to get this plot. I don't think it gets plot. Right? It has to run workup. If it had plot, like, people would be running it. Nasty plot. Nope. What the fuck is Noble Roar? Lowers the target's attack and special attack by 1. So it's an anti-workup. Because this mon has to run workup. And it's not very good. But it's not going to be... It's not using its fucking 88 attack stat. Which is funny, because I think Litleo... Yeah, Litleo... No, Litleo's special attack is 73. I was going to say Litleo's attack stat's not bad. Litleo is a mon, like, Litleo is a good mon. But it's sad that Pyro is just not. I don't know what this is. If they give it Drought, it'll be good. But if you compare this to Zard Y that has, like, Weather Ball and, like, 159 special attack, like, it's just not, it's not there. It'll probably be, like, a 3-point mon. If you, probably a 3-point. Its speed tier is good. It has a good speed tier. That's all it's going to be used for, though. Malamar, I can't believe they did this to Malamar. What is this? I think it must be contrary still. 88 speed though is just like, there's so many mons at like 90 or higher that just they click U-turn and then Malamar will die. This is a 1-point mon. This might be the worst mega they've ever made. Why did they increase its special defense by 45 of all things? I like that its stats are like more balanced now. Like 88 being its worst stat isn't bad, or 86, but like they could have at least increased its good stats by a lot more. But instead they said, "Oh, let's give it 10 more attack. Let's give it 30 special attack and 15 speed." What is this? I will say I did see it gets close combat, so contrary plus close combat might be pretty solid. And it could get away with being tanky, but I think if you're prepping for it in draft, like this thing is not good. It might be good in like RU or like it probably won't even be that. It'll be like a PU. It's a PU mon, okay. Yeah, this is disappointing. What is this? 102 attack, 98 special attack? What? Like, what is this hitting? It doesn't have an item. Malamar itself, like, already... this sucks. What? I don't even know. There's nothing to say. There's nothing to say about this mon. Dragalge? I like Dragalge a lot. I'm glad that they didn't touch his speed. I liked its speed tier as a slow pivot. Its special defense being 163 is great. Special attack 132, not bad. I will say though, if it loses adaptability, it'll be kind of sad. But if it loses adaptability, then at least its coverage, like Focus Blast plus like Surfer Scald, you're at least hitting harder on that front. But if it loses adaptability, it's gonna be kind of rough. However, though, like 132 special attack is usable on a bulky mon with flip turn, and like if it wants to be like a poison touch mon, I can see that. This design is very cool, by the way. Is this based on the leak design? Oh yeah, it's definitely based on the leak design because I think, yeah, I see like it looks like on top of its head there's like two seaweed guys that are like screaming. I thought that was really silly. Um, this guy's okay. I honestly think like if it loses adaptability, then regular Dragalge obviously better. And a regular Dragalge also gets to run like AV, but regular Dragalge having 105 defense isn't bad. If you want to run, you can run it defensively, and it's tanky enough on the special side to not have to invest in Fizz Def. So like, this would be like the way people are using Dragalge currently in like OU is bulky. It beats the Ogre Pawns, and with more defense, like it beats the Ogre Pawns a little bit better. And I kind of like that. Like it'll have a place in the meta, but I think it'll probably end up being like the same price as regular Dragalge. Maybe like 10 points, but it might start at like 10, maybe 11 if people like really see some shice in this. But it's just, this is what I expected from Mega Dragalge. Like there was no way they were gonna make it like super insane. That's all I could say. Next up, we got Hawlucha. This is kind of what I expected from Hawlucha. They increased its attack by 45. Wow. And they increased its defenses to 100 and then 93. This is pretty nice. So the way I've seen people run Hawlucha is like, usually it's unburdened, but it's like bulky with like, I could see like fat bulk up sets. At this point, I can definitely see it just running like max special defense and like max speed, and then just like bulk up Roost, dual stab. I think that's perfect. That is perfect for this mod. Just like Chestnut, it has the same attack stat as Mega Chestnut. I don't think it'll be bannable. Its speed stat, like 118, is still, it's not outspeeding Cinderace. It's not outspeeding Roaring Moon or like the 120s and higher. So you can't ban it. Unburden doesn't do anything on this mod, so like you're not really speed boosting without. It might get Trailblaze, but like you don't want to slot Trailblaze on this mod. You get agility too, but like you don't. It's hard to really slot that move, I feel, on this mod. And I can't run an item, so I think Hawlucha might actually be worse than regular Lucha. Just because of the context that normal Hawlucha has Unburden. Therefore, it has a scarier niche than Mega Lucha, but Mega Lucha on its own, it's just kind of a fighting type with like, it's just a bulky mon with bulk up Roost. And that's kind of what I think it's going to do, but I could also see it running like Swords Dance. It could be an SD Trailblaze mon too, for all I know. Or like agility and then just slamming things with that attack stat as a cleaner, because its stats as like a cleaner mon aren't bad, but I didn't expect better, to be fair. For Mega Hawlucha, like I think it's gonna be more fun to use, and I think on its own it's better than regular Hawlucha on its own for sure, because regular Hawlucha it needs terrain support and like, or just support in other ways, and I don't know. Anyways, Float Eternal. This is just a mon I haven't seen used a lot, and I think Eternal Floette doesn't see a lot of use. So I don't really know what it's gonna do. It looks like its stats went up a little bit. They gave it 20 attack for no reason. Or they gave it 85 attack for no reason on its Mega. But this just looks like worse Mega Gardevoir. Well, actually, its HP is higher, its defense is higher, special attack is a little bit lower, speed's higher, special defense is a bit higher, but I don't know what its move pool is going to look like, but I'm going to assume this will be like a 7-point mon. This is a 7-point mon, like it doesn't have anything going on for it. But unless it has a good move pool addition, and I will be looking at those as soon as I'm done with the stats as well. We're almost at the end. Alright, so Barbercole, 140 attack, 130 special defense, 64 special attack, 106 special defense. 88 speed. Okay, so this looks like... I'm gonna compare this to Mega Blastoise. I think this will be banned from Shell Smash. I think it's very easily banned from Smash. So, I think what's happening is they're gonna... Yeah, in leagues it'll be banned from Smash for sure. It's pretty close to Mega Blastoise, I think. You're just gonna run this as like a rock polish mon with rock moves and fighting moves. I hope they give it like no guard, like for Stone Edge, and then like close combat, and as Earthquake. And that's what it's gonna do. That's that's all it's gonna do. It's gonna be a slightly worse Terrakion, because I think Terrakion could do the same thing and hold an item. But Barbercole's a little bit bulkier, I think. Less HP, but more defense and more special defense. I don't see this being better. It's gonna be about as good as Terrakion, but it's gonna be Smash banned. And if they do allow it to Smash, then I can see it being expensive, but it's gonna be a Baitmon for sure, with Smash at least. So I think without Smash, it's probably gonna be like an 8-point mon. Because I think it's worse than Terrakion, just based off its speed alone. But its move pool seems okay, and it has water coverage. It's losing the water typing, though, but... This is alright. I think this is okay. Might be... It's a fun mon. That's all it is. Zygarde, I don't even think I want to talk about this mon. 216 special attack? What the fuck? Yeah, this is not it. What is this? Obviously, it's banned. I don't know if it'll be... No, I can't say that. It's definitely banned in Ubers. Because this HP stat is just insane. It loses its defenses a little bit, but its speed goes back up to 100. So, like, you could Dragon Dance, but, like, 216 special attack? Like, what else do you need? Zygarde gets, what's the, Earth Power? Maybe it'll get like a new move. I don't know if I've seen like any new moves confirmed in Legends ZA like at all. I was kind of expecting them to do something. Core Enforcer is going to be its thing for sure. Which is, it's funny for a game without abilities that its signature move nullifies abilities. But like Core Enforcer, or it's just gonna be like Draco, switch out. But considering the way that I think it's gonna work is like you're gonna have to activate Zygarde complete first, and then Mega Evolve. So I don't know. But I can't say much more about it because I don't know how good this will be in Ubers, if it might be banned, if it's shit. If 216 special attack is just all it needs to, like... You click Dragon Dance, you live a hit, and then you activate the special attack with its new speed, and then you just click buttons with 216? Like, what the fuck? I don't know, man. I just don't know. It has Sludge Wave coverage, too. Its special coverage isn't great, but it has enough. Focus Blast, Sludge Wave, Hyper Voice, Scorching Sands, Earth Power, that's all it needs. Anyways, Drampa. Okay, so they didn't touch his speed, which is good. Special defense they increased by 25, regular defense they increased by 25. This is exactly what I was expecting. Attack though, 80, 85. Drampa. Has some physical moves, but like, you're not 85 attack when you have 160 special attack. You're not running it. It does look like it might be bulky enough though to run like Roost sets. Might activate Berserk. If it keeps Berserk as its Mega, 160 special attack is pretty solid. Because Drampa on its own, like, I don't know if this is a mon like you'd want to run specs on this. It seems like it would have been like a Boots or like a Leftovers mon in Gen 9 anyways. So I don't think not having an item means much for it. So like this is just a better Drampa. Um, but with all the other new megas, like it's more just the opportunity cost of having Drampa. So yeah, I guess it's Drampa. I think regular Drampa, like people have it placed high. In SDS, I have Drampa at like 2 points because I don't see this mon get drafted, and even when it is drafted, I don't see anyone using it. So I had it at 2 points. I think Mega Drampa is a lot. It's better. It's kind of like Dragalge though. Like it's just what I expected it to be. Like it's just a balanced increase for Mega. When your Megas are slow and they don't get like trick room for themselves, like you can't expect them to be that good. The 160 special attack is pretty good. So I'll give it props for that. It might be like a 6-point mon. I don't know. You know what? It gets Cotton Guard, doesn't it? It does not get Cotton Guard. It gets Calm Mind. You know what? Yeah, I could see this. It's gonna be a Calm Mind mon. You know, maybe like 8 points. I'll see it fall down the tiers though, and then Mega Phalanx is just garbage. What the fuck is this? Like its attack and its defense are solid, but it's not holding an item. Its speed is okay, but it's still slower than like. It's just gonna get revenge killed by Scarfs, and its HP is bad. Its special defense is still bad. Anyways. Garbage mon, I don't even want to really talk about its price. It's probably going to be like 5 points. I'm going to talk about move Pokemon changes. Okay. So I don't think there's anything in move pool deletions. Anything in yellow means that they've had this move in Natdex before. But like overall, looks like we're looking at move pool additions. So Venusaur is getting Sludge Wave. That's alright. Ironhead, Blastoise, Lunge, Beedrill, whatever. Volt-Tackle, Alolan, Raichu is pretty good. So obviously the Mega Raichus are gonna get Volt-Tackle. They were not in the data mines, so we don't know anything about the Mega Raichus. Clefable's getting Air Slash, which cool. Let me look at Mega Clef again. Special attack 135. Okay, so they didn't give this Hurricane, therefore it sucks. Because Air Slash is just kind of a pussy move. Maybe if they give this Serene Grace, but like, would they make this just a worse Togekiss? I don't know. I don't think so. Starmie is getting, well, first of all, Victory Bell's getting T-Spike. That's decent. They need to give it... It has Gunk Shot, doesn't it? I don't... Does it? It doesn't get Gunk Shot. They have to give this mon Gunk Shot. So Victory Bell is just ass. Cause what? Victory Bell, its stats are... No, its special attack is higher. Which is good. If it wants to use its special attack, I'd rather have a special attacking Victory Bell. Anyways, I keep flipping back and forth. Starmie, okay, so I did know about this. They're giving Starmie self-destruct for some reason. But Liquidation, Aqua Jet, Zen Headbutt, plus Bulk Up, pretty solid for it. I could see this being like a Bulk Up Rapid Spinner with huge power. I don't know exactly how good that's gonna be, but like its physical coverage already is just awful. Like it's just Water Psychic. That's all you're ever gonna get out of Starmie. So again, looking at Starmie, look at this as a 100 attack stat, 130 special attack. I think people are still gonna run this as a special attacker. Like I don't see why huge power is on this mon, which is unfortunate. Vaporeon's getting Taunt, so basically they're allowing me to traumatize Tapu Fini back by taunting it, so it can't taunt me. They're giving Meganium Earth Power, Dazzling Gleam. I did know that. Whirlwind Dragonite's cool. I think it already has Roar, so it's like whatever. Flare and Swords Dance, sure. Um, but basically, what I'm thinking is like Starmie on its own, like it's not gaining anything out of having these moves, especially in base form. Maybe safe. I don't know. No one runs Safeguard. Gator isn't getting anything new because I think all these move pool additions, like this is finalized because we have the data mine, so like everything should be here. Okay, so Ampharos is getting Flash Cannon. That's gonna be decent to help break through fairies, but Flash Cannon's kind of like a bad move, and like most fairies don't resist electric anyway, so whatever, I guess. Knockoff Umbreon seems pretty good. Outrage, Heracross, sure. Parting Shot Sableye, that's gonna make it like an extra point, I'd say. I think Sableye has 4 moveslot syndrome, but I think Parting Shot, like people are gonna try slotting that. Medicham got Agility. That's pretty cool actually, because before it was using Trailblaze in Gen 9 Nat decks, but if it's running Agility now, like that's pretty solid. Lopunny is getting Mach Punch. Okay, this is a big one. Mach Punch, Swords Dance. I'm running Mega Lopunny currently, and there's so many instances where I wish I could have just run Swords Dance, but now that I can run Swords Dance Mach Punch is insane. However, I don't know if this is gonna translate to champions or like future games because they also gave weird buffs to Mons in PLZA as well. Like Gardevoir got like a bunch of moves, but then they didn't end up keeping those moves. So it's like whatever. But oh, and Power Punch is back in move pools, it looks like, by the way. Yeah, it's like whatever. I think Lopunny, like I don't know if this is gonna be real, but like Machamp got Mach Punch, and then I guess to be fair, it wasn't in Gen 9, so I don't know if it would have kept Mach Punch in Gen 9. So I guess we'll have to see if Machamp has that in Gen 10, or if Lopunny comes back in Gen 10 has Mach Punch, or if it has it in Champions, for example. But SD Mach Punch in theory is very solid. I don't think it makes Lopunny bannable. It might make it bannable. But I would definitely see. I think Lopunny is the new best Mega. I already thought Mega Lopunny was the best Mega, and now it's just even better. I can't believe they buff it that much. They gave Frostlass Phantom Force, but like, who cares? The main thing about it is it got Nasty Plot. Very cool. They gave the Simmies Endure. Simipour got Flip Turn and Liquidation. That's very solid. So Simipour is gonna be the best one. I think they're still all 1-point Mons. Maybe Simipour might make its way back up to 2, but I think they should have given these guys all U-turn, in my opinion. They're giving Excadrill Mega Horn as it always should have had, by the way. Oh god! Okay, Mega Excadrill is fucking banned. It doesn't have a good way of touching flying still, but having Mega Horn just gave it, like, sure, it already has X-Scissor, but they just gave it Agility Mega Horn, so it can beat grass types now. Ooh, U-turn! They gave it Gunk Shot and U-turn. Awesome. Okay, so Scolipede, this is awesome. Okay, so this might be like a 12-point mon. I said it would be like 10 before. I think U-turn and Gunk Shot makes it so much better. They needed to give Scolipede U-turn. Well, they need to give it Gunk Shot first of all. So now it can run Gunk Shot plus Mega Horn, and its attack stat is like what, 149? Is that what it was? Scolipede, no, 140. That's still very solid though. So they're gonna run it offensively with like SD Gunk Shot, Mega Horn, Earthquake after speed boost. That's awesome. And they also gave it U-turn, so you could run like regular Skull P with like Choice Band U-turn. It's not gonna be as good as Scissor, but like Gunk Shot U-turn on like a Choice Band set, that sounds pretty solid. Or like Life Orb. Very cool. I'm glad that they gave U-turn to Skull P. They gave Flip Turn to Simipour. Scrafty. A Crook got Gunk or no got Iron Head. Crook does have Gunk Shot though. So basically, what I'm seeing is they didn't give this thing Gunk Shot, but they'll give it the Scolipede. I'm just saying. Anyways, Ironhead Crook is decent. It has Gunk Shot to break the fairies anyway, but I suppose it might gain something out of Ironhead because I think it gets Iron Tail, but it's whatever. Scrafty is gonna get Parting Shot and Dynamic Punch. So, okay, so Mega Scrafty might be a solid defensive mon with just slow Parting Shot. That might make it even better. Maybe, what did I say before, like 13 points? I think it might be like 14. Garbodor's getting Poison Jab. Already had Gunk Shot before. You know me, like, I'm balls to the walls. I'm gonna click Gunk Shot. If I have Gunk Shot, I'm clicking Gunk Shot. Eel's getting Waterfall, so basically nothing because it already has Liquidation, and your 80 base speed on Mega Eel's nothing. It's not gaining anything. Channel, this is whatever. I don't know why they're adding Flame Wheel to all these guys when Flame Wheel doesn't do anything, but Stunfisk is getting Iron Defense, Crunch, Ice Fang, Flash Cannon! Oh, wait, no. So, I was thinking about Galarian Stunfisk because I believe all of the mons in this game that have regional variants, like Stunfisk, Slowbro, Goodra, their regional variants are also in this game. But I don't see Galarian Stunfisk on here. So I don't know if that means Galarian Stunfisk is... I think it already has Flash Cam, but what it really needed was Iron Head. So I'm kind of confused what this means for Galarian Stunfisk, but it's still gonna suck anyway. I don't think this changes anything about Stunfisk. Like, it's not running any of these moves. Chestnut got Growth. That's not gonna matter. It already has Bulk Up, and it already has Swords Dance, so Growth does nothing for it. Gren got Plot. Okay, so they gave Gren Swords Dance in... They gave Gren Swords Dance in Scarlet and Violet, so now they're giving it Plot. And they're giving it Psyshock, and they're also giving it Flip Turn. I don't think it needs Flip Turn. I think it would still rather run U-Turn. Especially on, like... I don't know. Like, it would run U-Turn on, like, protein sets, because I think it baits in things that would rather not eat a U-Turn, but maybe on Flip Turn sets, like, you could run... I like that it has Flip Turn, because for Mega Gren, when you don't have protein, or if you're running Ash Gren, I guess... Well, no, because Battle Bond, if you're clicking Flip Turn Battle Bond Gren, then you lose Battle Bond. Anyways, it's good for, like, Mega Gren if you're, like, pivoting with it, so I could see it, but I would say on, like, regular Gren sets, like, you're still gonna want to run U-Turn, but Flip Turn is nice if you want Stab on your pivot move. Vivillon's getting D-Gleam. Talonflame's getting Whirlwind. I think that's solid, because now you can Whirlwind and you don't have to worry about missing Wisp. And you can get a slow Whirlwind, so, like, you, like... I don't know. I kind of like that for Talonflame. Pyro's getting Earth Powers. Okay, that's making... That makes Pyro, like, okay. What does ground hit that Pyro would have struggle? You're hitting Steels already. Ground hits, Poison, I guess? You can hit Poison types pretty hard with Mega Pyro. Sure. The fact that Eternal Floette has, like, nothing, Light of Ruin, Synthesis, Draining, like, Eternal Floette just doesn't have a good move pool. Gogot's getting Mega Horn, it's pretty good. I guess it helps it break other grass types. Huh? What? I have to screenshot that. Why the fuck is Pangoro getting Giga Drain? Okay. Furfur's getting moves. Okay, I'm glad that they're giving Furfur Double Edge and Crunch. It's still a shitty mon. Its move pool is still way too small. I thought it already had the Fang moves before, but I guess not. Double Edge is nice for it, I guess. I don't think that's what it needs. It wants return back, that's for sure. And I guess Crunch is fine. Take what you can get for through. This doesn't make you any better. Spike's Meowstick. Wait, what? What? Huh? Wait, Spike's T-Spike Stealth Rock on Meowstick? Huh? They gave it Wish. I like Wish. I thought it had Taunt before. I kind of like that. Why is it getting triple hazards? What? Why? Okay. It definitely makes it better. I think Meowstick might actually work pretty well on hyper offense teams now. Um, Prankster Meowstick with triple hazards and taunt. There you go. That's this thing might replace like Samurott Hisui on like hyper offense. I'm not even lying. Like I think you could dual screen and then set up dual hazards, or like you could maybe dual screen, use spikes, and then taunt, so you can refuse other setup. This thing might actually be solid. Like, it's a solid hyper offensive option as like a lead. You stop Glamora from setting up hazards. You set up your own hazards. You can taunt anything that wants to taunt you. Like Prankster taunt, triple hazards. That's crazy. That. Wow, I can't believe that. AG Zen had Psychic isn't good. I don't. Who cares? Heal block Hypnosis. Hypnosis Aromatisse seems okay. SD Slurpuff seems interesting. Malamar. Okay, so we're getting Bulk Up. We're getting Poison Jab. We're getting Zen Headbutt. Stealth Rock for some reason. Close Combat. Cool. Oh, I already knew about Close Combat because it was in the trailer. Barbarcole's getting Close Combat plus Waterfall. Close Combat is what we needed to see. We needed Barbarcole to get Close Combat. I think I might have even said it got Close Combat when I was talking about his Mega. But it was pretty obvious it was going to get Close Combat just because his Mega had Fighting type. Very cool. Dragalge, Poison Jab, whatever. Dragalge's attack style was like, what, 90? So it's like okay, but honestly, let me look at Dragalge again. '85 attack. Okay. I thought for some reason it might have been like 90. But I've seen defensive Dragalge sets before, and I've considered running Gunk Shot on it. Well, if you're running Gunk Shot, then like I would much rather at that point run Sludge Bomb over Poison Jab. They do the same thing. It's not contact, so yeah, and you can Sludge Wave as well. What happened to the? Okay, we're back. Cool. Carbink can kill itself now. Hawlucha can Air Slash, sure. Heal's getting Morning Sun, that's cool. You're not gonna run that move, but it's cool that it has recovery now. Maybe on like rain teams, you could run like a bulky sub Heliolisk with like Mornings. No, wait, Morning Sun. No, that doesn't make sense. Morning Sun on rain. Morning Sun on Sun would be interesting though, because Solar Power kind of deletes its health. So if you can force a swap with Lisk, you can Morning Sun up, gain 75% of your health, only lose like 12. So you're still net gaining more than what like Roost would have given it, or like Recover. So that's cool. Giga Drain Goodra, Iron Defense Hisuian Goodra, which it already had, so I don't know why it's getting that. Ooh, Toxic. So technically in Natdex, Goodra has Toxic, but It doesn't have Toxic and like Paldex, technically. Like, I think regular Goodra does, but not Hisuian, so I guess they just want to test the waters with Goodra first, and then they realized, oh, Goodra sucks anyway, so let's just give it to Hisuian Goodra. Cool. Whatever. They're giving Gorgai Shadow Claw. Did it not already have Shadow Claw? I mean, you run Poltergeist on it, but Shadow... No, it doesn't get Shadow Claw. That's a nice addition for it. They're giving Hisuian Avalugg Hydro Pump. Why? I don't know. Zygarde's getting Iron Head. I like that. I like that for Zygarde, actually. I like that for it. Trev Heal Block. Yeah, that's kind of it. Self-destruct Gorgeist. Drampa's getting Body Slam, Whirlwind, Earth Power. I love that they're adding Earth Power to it. Yeah, it has Earthquake before, so yeah, Earth Power is great for it. Like, it already has Fire moves, but having the option to run Earth Power is pretty great. Can't complain about that. So yeah, these move pool additions are very interesting. I think Stealth Rock Malamar is interesting. Meowstic with triple hazards is, I think, the most insane thing I've seen so far, and Giga Drain Pangoro is just weird. My question, though, is why didn't Malamar have Stealth Rock and SMV if they're going to give it Stealth Rock? Maybe it's just a PLZA thing, because they also did this thing with Decidueye, where Decidueye, Hisuian Decidueye had spikes in Legends Arceus, but it doesn't have spikes in Scarlet and Violet, which I think is weird, because spikes is like, I'm pretty sure it learned it by level up, too. So, I don't know why they delete spikes from its move pool, but I kind of, like, if Malamar keeps Stealth Rock, if Meowstic keeps triple hazards, like, that's cool. Very cool. Light that returns to nothing. I think that's just Light of Ruin. I don't know if there's, like, new moves. Moves deleted are that's just like everything. Move pools. This is just a long list. Like, not really worth going through all these, I feel. Drill gets Mega Horn by level up. That's cool. There's Shiny Mega Dragonite. Cool. That's gonna be the end of my video. This has been a long video. Oh god, I hope on the move pool thing, Pokemon changes. You guys definitely should have been able to see everything. Yeah, okay, you guys saw everything. Cool. I was getting a little bit worried because I didn't check back on my recording. But yeah, I think you guys saw everything. I'm gonna have to rest my voice for a little bit because I'm also gonna have to record the SDS video tonight. But overall, like, I'm very happy with some of these. What am I excited about? Starmie's interesting. Dragonite seems interesting because I think it might be allowable. I like Meganium. Gator seems like, it's not my style. I like Gator. Emboar seems like it could be pretty cool. Frostlass might be for some people. I think Skarmory might be for some people. Excadrill is really scary. I think Scolipede. Scollipede's a mon I'm gonna have to cook with, but I think it's usable. I think it's usable. I think Scrafty with Parting Shot is pretty cool. Might be one I might consider using. Eel, I'm very disappointed in Eel. I think Eel sucks. I think Mega Eel's just worse. Chandeler's cool. Chestnut seems pretty solid. Delphox seems really solid. I think Gren seems really solid with Nasty Plot. Pyroar, they gave it Earth Power, so it's like, its stats are pretty bad, but I think it's whatever. Malabar's a 1-point mon. This might be the mon I might like in SDS. I might make its quote Terra Tax like -2, so that I can pay someone to use this mon, because how do you have a 600, almost a 600 base stat total, and like your stats are just that like awful? I don't get it. I like Dragalge a lot. I like Halucha a lot. Floet seems like whatever. Barb seems, it seems interesting. Zygarde's banned. Drampa's seems cool. And I think Phalanx is whatever. So I think overall, some of these guys really disappointed me. But some of them are also, they seem kind of broken. Like Drill, for example. Um, yeah. That's all I gotta say. Um, I I don't know. I just don't really have opinion on some of these. Like with Clefable, like I look at these stats and I really just don't know what to think of Clef, for example, and like Victory Bell seems pretty awful. Uh, Starmie, huge. Like it needs more than just, it needs more than Liquidation and Zen Head, but to make huge power usable on this mon, like it needs physical moves. It needs physical coverage. Give it close combat. Just give it close combat. Might be fine, but it, like you're not. I'm not using this mon. With I'm not using, like it's not even bad. Like this mon isn't bad. They just made it the worst they could have possibly made it. They need to make it a little bit faster, in my opinion, too. But whatever. Jaganite seems cool. I genuinely like the stat spread. I know others were complaining about it, but I like it. I think Meganium is cool too, and so is like Gator, Emboar, Frostless. So yeah, I will be ending this video, and I will be adding all these onto the prep doc, um, literally like right now. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Maybe I'll make like a tiering video. Thanks.